Okay, so he's hopping around naked in the kitchen. This one cook gets him like a bunch of aprons and plastic bags to wrap around him. And he's like, I'm trying to clean up the bathroom. I mean, seriously, like, he exploded and the smell was so bad.
To anybody wanting to be a waiter who's just started waiting or who's been waiting for a while and haven't quite got it yet, there's some rules. So rule number one is that your customers, they're cattle. You move them in and you move them out.
He exploded in the bathroom, like.
We're there for a certain reason. We're there to get paid. We're not there to keep your restaurant running. We're not that concerned with that.
I like the amount of money I make per hour, and I definitely like having only 6 or 7 hour shifts. Last month I did $13,000 in sales, which is, that's pretty outrageous. That's quite a bit.
My first job was a cashier at a Chinese takeout.
I don't know I know a few waiters who are there because they're lifers, and they're working because they love waiting tables. I've met maybe 3 of them in my whole career of waiting tables. And I mean, I run a record label, I'm a musician, I'm an artist. Working too much pisses me off, I get crampy.
I am not your servant, but I am here to serve you, as long as you pay for it. And the better you pay for it, the better the service. Love how that works.
It's like the herd mentality. Like, you get in front of a counter or you get in front of a menu and all of a sudden, like, you're dumb.
It makes me feel good if I'm getting everything done right and I'm serving everybody on time and everything running smooth. That makes the whole experience enjoyable in some aspect. You feel like you're on your game or something like that. It's almost, I guess it is a game. It's not almost a game. It's like a game. And
Interestingly enough, I think people are pretty receptive to the human element.
You have to know what that person's thinking before they think it, so you know how to react to it. Because there's nothing worse than a confrontation in public with strangers,
Loud music, dancing, drunk people.
Food is one of those few things everybody has in common, and I love food.
You can't walk up to a table and be like, oh, excuse me, hi, okay, sorry to interrupt, It's like, hi, how are you guys doing? It's time for you to stop talking now, because I'm going to take your order because I'm too busy to wait.
Oh, there was the girl shooting up in her neck in the bathroom, so that was a good one.
No, this is the best one. I'm coming out of the bathroom, chick's going in with a spoon and asks me for a compact mirror.
It's been a pretty long time, I think, since I've really sincerely pissed somebody off.
Threw up on the counter, went out front, threw up out there, wouldn't pay for his check. We ended up having to call the police. He's kicking the front window, trying to break it.
I was completely freaking out.
I'm apathetic on a lot of nights. And then other nights I'm just cool, and customers like cool. And customers can deal with apathetic when they get free shit.
You're the only person you have to worry about. You're here to make money. You're not here to get along with everybody.
And so customers wanted beer, and I told them we stopped serving beer, and they started giving me shit. And I said, you know what? You guys can wait. I'm gonna come back after 2 o'clock. In fact, and I walked away from the table, and they left. And they're bitches, and that's why they left. And I don't want to fucking wait on bitches. I don't have time for that shit.
You'd bring him something and be like, no, I asked for the spicy stuff. And he'd be like, yeah, well, that's the spicy stuff. Like, are you sure? And he'd taste it like, is it spicy enough for you?
I get this full tray, I'm taking beverages to my whole section. I've got cocktails for 12 people on one tray. And I get to my first table and I start taking beverages off. And this woman decides to help me take the beverage off my tray. And it goes flying, it's all beer and red wine. It goes all over me, it goes all over her husband. She's like, look what you did! Look what you did to my husband! Ah! And she's flipping out on me.
The blonde troops with Banana Republic outfits, they'd come in together and be like, is my party sitting down already? And I was like, isn't that your party? You can't.
They had a script for us that we're supposed to follow, this little example. Hi, my name's Tim, I'll be your server tonight, and blah, blah, blah. And just in case, you could if you'd like, you could buy some of our $50 or $25 gift certificates at the end of the meal, and I'll take care of that for you, you know. What the fuck, you know? And they were having a whole contest with this of who can sell the most and which servers could sell the most and blah, blah, blah. I didn't even try that one.
I was slicing eggplant to cook up for a sandwich, and you know, you're going with the meat slicer back and forth, and eggplant's kind of slippery, and it started to slip out, and I went to push it back in like I always do, you know, not a big deal, like, but somebody said something to me from the other side of the counter when I was doing it, and I turned my head, and just because my right hand was going back and forth, my left hand followed it and went right into the blade.
I think that would be the best thing ever. Just one whole staff of people that are not made to wait tables. Yeah, I mean, because there's a group of people in this world that are not made to wait tables, and like they should be banned from waiting tables. But I'd like to see them all work one night.
I tell them, don't ever work too hard, you know? Don't ever bust your ass. Don't ever sweat too much. Customers see that. Managers see that. If they see you sweating, they give you the shitty stations. If they see you doing good, they give you the good stations. You know, people remember that, you know, there's body language. And just because you can't read it doesn't mean they can't.
And that happens a lot, you know, you have these people that, you have all these, you know, couples coming in with other couples and they're having a lovely dinner, and then you've got one idiot at the table that just doesn't know how much of an idiot they are, but everybody's embarrassed of the way they're treating you, and you know, they just want to get out as soon as possible, and that person inevitably is the one like, oh yeah, I want dessert, let's have some more cocktails, hey, sweetie, hun!
I ended up closing that night, buying probably 15 drinks for people because I had forgotten to go back and collect. Busting your ass for hours at a nightclub, half deaf, and realizing you're walking away on your first night with 55 cents.
Not everyone's coming in a great mood, and they're not out to have your little shit kid have a great happy birthday, you know? You have these evil kids that would just do horrible, horrible things. You know, it'd be like trying to break stuff and kick people, and when you try to stop them, the parent would be like, oh my God, don't touch my child, you know?
If the food's not coming out fast, all the attention's focused on you, the server. You're the intermediary between them and the restaurant, and so, you know, you can get a lot of bad flack, and people are looking at you all pissed off, and like they're ready to tear your head off just because their food's not coming out, which I kind of understand. I mean, when I get hungry, I can get pretty pissy sometimes, so.
Baby, hey baby, psst. That's my favorite. Psst. What can I get you?